Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Heather.
This is Conspiracies Unlocked. We are so excited.
So excited.
Too much excited. Like, overjoyed. We hit 5,000 followers today. And Heather was working. And at noon, I contacted her and said, I think we're going to hit 5,000. Come over with champagne because it's going to happen in the next, hour.
And we needed to do a
And
toast.
we needed to, be like, woo!
Yeah. 5,000
5,000 is such a milestone, I feel like.
It is.
Better than 1,000. So we did a little toast and we made a little reel video thing. And so you can go find it on all of our platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Go look for it and you'll see our little toast. And we just want to say thank you so much to all of you. Because obviously without you, we wouldn't be here. And your support and dealing with us through our early phases. And we're still working on it. We're still getting everything good and correct, and we can only go up and learn and continue forward, right?
Exactly. And with the new audio, the new microphone, getting to know the software better.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of this stuff, all of it, we've never done before.
No, we've been completely self-taught, So, for those of you who stuck it out from the beginning, you guys, let us know who you are. We'll send you stickers or a shirt once we get merch.
Yes, please.
And my niece Emma has been working and actually did work on a really cool design so we can put those on shirts. And she's the one that made us our little icon that you see, the purple. The two girls, our icon that we use on everything.
Mm-hmm. It was like our avatar.
Our avatar thing. So she's just, Emma is an amazing artist, and she's been doing it for, I don't even know how long. She's only 16, but it's one of her things that she loves. So we always want to support her. So when you buy a shirt from us, you're supporting her as well. 16-year-old living her dream. So.
Working on her portfolio.
So once we get merch, be sure to purchase. And yeah, we're just
should be pretty soon because we already have the stickers down.
Yeah.
We just have to make more. But yeah we already have we're
figuring it out. It's just, we both work. We both have kids. It's overwhelming sometimes. And then writing an essay every week is sometimes even more overwhelming.
If we just had a book in front of us and we can just do it like high school, but we have to research everything.
Like real research, and I think a lot of people don't realize that what this entails because people think that we're just doing basic conspiracies, and it's like, well, we're unlocking the conspiracies. We're figuring out the truth. Is it real? Is it bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
Is it, the Trump charges? Was it, what were they? Each media outlet wants to say different things, and we're just about finding the truth, and we don't care what Fox says or CNN. We might get our stories from there per se, as far as
a
subject, topic.
What's trending?
Whatever's trending, what's going on. Like when Trump did get his charges and he was going to court and dealing with all that, of course, that's a huge topic. But, and there could be so many conspiracies around it, like the Republicans saying, or the Democrats saying that they're coming after Trump as a witch trial, the Republicans saying that the Democrats are coming after after Trump, then the Republican or the Democrats saying Trump needs to die because of all this shit. And,
a lot of people were saying that the Trump was trying to fix the elections from the beginning.
But what was fucked up was that what they were saying on both ends weren't true. What the Democrats were saying that he was being impeached for trials and this and that, It wasn't true.
I mean, if we would all just forget about what party you're
Yeah,
for, and
who
everybody
cares?
just came together for the goodness of, like, humanity,
civilization,
and we would get so much more accomplished people. Who cares?
Yeah, who
if
cares
you're
what side?
right wing, left wing,
whatever. Just the
independent.
point is, yeah.
None of that matters, really.
Just get to the truth of it.
Like,
and there's so much shady shit, and
best
that's
for humanity and people, and
that's the whole point
like,
of this whole.
Come on.
The whole podcast is to get the truth out there.
Missing the point, people.
So instead of me just listening to 85 news reports, I am reading, like today, well, not just today, but today's episode, what it's about, I read an 86-page investigation, literally, word for word.
Mm-hmm.
I was so irritated. I was reading some of it to Brad, and I was like, Brad, listen to this. He's like, I've already heard.
Yeah.
You read me a paragraph like 2 hours ago. I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah.
It's boring as shit. And I was reading an investigation from the Homeland Security.
But that's what you have to do.
But that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, because I'm not a fucking bullshit media news reporter. I'm trying to get to the fact and the truth. So, not half the time, pretty much every time, the media is telling you a little portion, or they're twisting it, or they're doing whatever they want, and I'm not about that. We're not about that.
No, they're going to spin it for their agenda of whatever they're trying to push for, kind of like propaganda. And we are not propaganda. Yeah, the title of our podcast is Conspiracies Unlocked, because we want to unlock the conspiracy and get to the truth.
So somebody on...
People are focusing on the word conspiracy.
Yeah, instead of the
What about
unlocked.
you focus on unlocked?
Yeah. No, and what's funny is that when I was, so a lot of people have been commenting lately, and I told Brad, I was like, dude, I don't get it, because they're saying, like, we believe in flat earth, and we believe in all this stuff, and I'm like, but we don't. And he was even like, what don't they understand? You're unlocking the conspiracy. You're not saying you believe in them. You're not saying any which way. You're unlocking the truth.
Hey, I do believe in aliens, though. I will say that. I do believe that there's alien. Are they alien grays and all that? I don't know.
No, we don't know what exactly.
But there's something out there, in my opinion.
Well, and for me, it's like, for the whole human race to be that egotistical, to believe that in this big, massive universe, there is not life anywhere else. Whether they visited us or not, whatever.
It could be a fucking bacteria alien. There's something out there.
There has to be. For us to be that egotistical, to be like, oh, we're the only thing in the universe. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, so, on to my story today. Yeah. My episode, which is about Hunter Biden. And if you heard that, I'm pretty sure that was a firework. They've been going off all over the place around here the last, like, couple days. There was a big boom. Heather was like, what the fuck was that?
Well, today is the 2nd of July.
Yeah, we're doing this on Sunday the 2nd. It is Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's
I was
Sunday.
telling Heather, I feel so weird because it's like we went racing for 2 days, and then we were like, I was just dead yesterday.
Oh.
From the racing and everything. And then today I was like, I feel like it's Super Bowl Sunday or something. Like, it's not a real holiday, but it is. But it's not, but it is. Mm-hmm. And like... Yeah, I don't know, but...
Well, for me, it's Friday.
So you're always fucked up.
Today is my Friday, so I have to remember it's Sunday, but I'm on Friday time.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm Friday.
I'm the problem. Okay, so my episode today is all about Hunter Biden. I was actually looking into President Joe Biden's impeachment because I heard about him being impeached, and I was like... What the fuck? Why would he be impeached? Like,
yeah, they're like, I know they're trying to impeach him.
But like, for what?
I haven't looked into it, honestly.
I tried. Because they don't like him. Like, literally.
I honestly have not even looked into it. I just heard.
Yeah, exactly. I keep hearing it too. So this episode was going to be about Joe Biden's impeachment. So I went into the research.
Wait a minute. Didn't he have documents in his garage that he wasn't supposed to have?
Yeah, but... That's not really, that's just...
No, I'm just saying that's the only thing I know.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Like,
wasn't that him?
Yes.
Yeah, that was him.
In fact, they found that while Trump, in April, while Trump was dealing with his
documents that he had.
Then all of a sudden they found Mar-a-Lago or whatever, and then they found things in documents.
Oh, it's like you have documents. Well, you have documents.
Yeah.
Well, you have. It's like a 5-year-old. Like
it is.
It's like a kindergarten fight.
That's why we're trying to we don't want that.
But Trump has documents. Why can't I?
No. Yeah. So probably that would actually make more sense. Anyways. So, I was just what, other than the documents, what has he done to, honestly, has he done anything to justify being impeached?
That's a great question. Has he done anything?
No, because he doesn't.
I don't know. What has he done?
Well, apparently, this is what I found. Anyone in office can be impeached, in any office, in up there, can be impeached for any reason at all, as long as 2/3 of the House is in agreement to move forward with impeaching and overthrowing and firing the elected official.
Okay,
so they could literally
rules.
Majority rules. So as long as 2/3, and it doesn't matter. They could be he looks ugly, and they could impeach him. Off anything, as long as majority.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. Yeah.
I mean,
as long as 2/3. So that's why they're always trying to get, the House is run by Republicans. The House is run by Democrats now. The House.
Well, yeah, because they always want to have more power.
Yeah, but that's part of the reason.
Each party wants to have more power. Yeah,
well, everybody wants power. But that is what I found out. So, while I was trying to figure out exactly what President Joe Biden did, I came across, so much about Hunter Biden.
It's a shit show. I know that.
The more I looked into Hunter, the more I was seeing what a fucking train wreck he was. Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy? In the beginning of Joe Biden's term, only a mere 2.5 years ago, he looked like a normal, handsome, poised politician. He was put together. And now, if you look at photos of him, then and now, he looks like he's been on crack for at least 25 years.
The thing is crack is a hell of a drug. I've never done crack, but you see the before and after pictures of just not even
normal people,
not even him, just people in general, and it's they age so much. It's a bad drug. Man.
It's so bad.
Drugs are typically bad, but this one, it really fucks with you.
No, and I can't believe how different he looks and how much he has changed, and I always compared him to Gavin Newsom, how Gavin Newsom looks very poised, very handsome, very just a politician, well put together. Mm-hmm. And then you look at him now, and it's okay, cool, he's put together because somebody put him together, but there ain't nothing going on in his eyes, his hair, his face. You can't fix some things, and it's crazy. So I found so much scandal in his life just in the past few years. His life is a huge fucking conspiracy mess, and so obviously I had to know more. What happened to him to turn to a life of crack cocaine and illegitimate children? Sex scandals, drugs, you name it, it's all involved.
Addiction for sure.
Yeah.
But what stemmed from what people... I guess anybody can be addicted at any time to anything. Usually there's some kind of trauma or something that happens in your life where you're or maybe it's a history of addiction in the family, but what drawed him to that lifestyle? Or what drawed him to that addiction?
Well, we're going to go into it a little bit.
Yeah.
So Hunter Biden was actually born Robert Hunter Biden. And Hunter was his middle name and his mother's maiden name.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he was born February 4th, 1970 in Wilmington, Delaware. He was the youngest of 2 sons, and then he had a younger sister right after him. And he was born to current President Joe Biden and Nelia Hunter. Nelia Hunter was the mother to all 3 of Joe Biden's children, Bo, Hunter, and Naomi. Tragically, Nelia and the 3 children were in a major car accident, and Nelia and Naomi did not survive, leaving Hunter with only his father and brother. Hunter was only 2 years old, and his brother was 3 at the time.
Oh, wait, Joe Biden's wife died?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be his first wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel for Joe Biden, and I'm
his
sure
daughter.
Yeah, like, and his daughter was only, like, 7 months old at the time.
Oh,
They were all just, like, it would be, like, me and my 3 kids when Jake was 7 months old, and then me and Jake dying and Brad being left with Cody.
Wow, that's really heartbreaking, actually.
Yeah. So, I know, and I was just like, fuck, I forgot about that, and so...
But I don't think that would be the trauma for Hunter, because he was so little. How would that... I mean, I guess maybe not growing up with a mom, but I don't know when...
Well, so, yeah.
I mean, biological mom, I guess.
So, for Joe Biden, I'm sure he was absolutely, like, devastated, and that this was a major trajectory in Joe Biden's life that, like, pushed him to be the person he was today. When Hunter was 7 years old, his dad married Jill Jacobs, which is our first lady now.
Yeah.
And she became the stepmother and was mother at that
mother,
point, you know. Growing up, Hunter had an extremely charmed life, obviously. His father was a U.S. Senator from 1973 until 2009. He was supposed to be the senator and run for all that in 72, but due to his wife and daughter dying, he, like, prolonged it until 73. So Hunter did not have a want for anything. He grew up in Delaware and attended Archmere Academy for his high school education. Archmere Academy is a college prep Catholic school. He went on to attend Georgetown University and then transferred to Yale Law School. He received a bachelor's degree in history at Georgetown and then went on to earn the Juris Doctor degree from Yale in 1996. The Juris Doctor degree is, like, what you have to be a lawyer in America. Like, pretty, like, that's
wow.
like where, that's why Yale Law School, it's because that's where you get that degree.
So he was very driven and a younger,
or was forced to.
Well, but I mean, like, either way, he did succeed in his education, at least,
Yeah, so here's where the scandal begins. He started his career in law by joining a law firm called MBNA America and worked as the executive at a variety of different financial companies. In 2007, he started combining the law and politics by serving as chairman of the World Food Program USA charity. In April 2014, Hunter joined a Ukrainian gas company called Burisma Holdings. He was retained by their company in order to navigate through their money laundering scandal that the owners were facing after the revolution of dignity in Ukraine in February 2014.
So he was hired on as one of the associates, like the lawyers?
Yeah, but like the major legal... the legal...
Part of the legal team for them. Okay, yeah.
A legal advisor is the word I was looking for. While Hunter was working with Burisma Holdings, his father was the vice president at the time. And then President Obama was concerned there would be a conflict of interest due to Vice President Joe Biden was at the time working on an anti-corruption campaign in Ukraine.
An anti-what?
Corruption.
Oh, anti-corruption
campaign.
in Ukraine.
Because they had just gone through the revolutionary... because they had just gone through the Ukraine... the revolution of dignity in Ukraine, which is like a major 2014. February 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just getting the timeline in my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know
I know
this.
it's a lot of timelines, and I mean, obviously, like, most people don't know, like, the whole extent of everything, which is why we're doing this.
Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces of what you're saying. Like, I've heard, but I'm like putting it all together in a chronological order, the way my brain works.
I kind of jump back and forth depending on what we're talking about within this, but
that's okay.
It's a lot. So
no, I'm following. Yeah.
Meanwhile, side note.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does America have to get all involved in everyone else's drama? Why is Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, over there trying to do an anti-campaign? Is
it supposed to be like some humanitarian act? Like,
who fucking
Angelina
cares?
Jolie does? Like,
okay, but you're the vice president. You're not a fucking celebrity being like, hey, take my money. You're like, here, I'm the vice president. Take America's tax-paying dollars' money.
But even, like, they do that in Europe. Like, Princess Diana would go around and she would, like, But I guess that's the princess's job, is to go. That's their
but
job.
no, but they would be going to their own provinces. Why isn't he down in fucking Puerto Rico, where it's, Puerto Rico?
Yeah,
is
help America,
shit.
help America first.
Yeah, and because the UK owns everything. Like, if you look at all the provinces of UK, it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. They like own Canada and shit. That's
really?
part of that. Yes.
Oh,
like
wow.
They own like 80% of the fucking world is part of their provinces.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that, but I can see where you're going with the...
So why aren't they working with Puerto Rico? Do you know how many homeless and like how ghetto and bad?
Isn't Puerto Rico where like
it's like almost a third world fucking country. No, figure it out.
They've had a lot of natural disasters there recently. Like, a lot of people lost everything.
Yeah. Why can't America just chill and mind their own damn business and work on themselves? Why is our vice president all up in Ukraine's ass? Why don't we focus on like everything here first?
Yeah.
We have tons of corruption and bullshit here.
But this is in 2014, so this is before the war.
Either way.
Yeah. Because war always equals money for everyone. So,
but no, we'll get into that.
This is well before this.
Yes. Yeah. We'll wait for this one because we'll get into that too because that's a whole thing that comes up in all this.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
So, the Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, the HSGAC, and the Senate Committee on Finance investigated this conflict of interest. Mm-hmm. And Joe Biden's family using his vice presidency position for their own personal financial gain. Mm-hmm. Their findings were super interesting, and that is the 86-page report that I read.
Because it had to do with the financial gain. So people want to know where the fuck the money went and who got it.
Yeah, like we'll post it. We'll post it on things.
You did put a link already on Facebook.
I did. I already put a link on one of the comments of what I was reading today because it's just such bullshit.
But we can upload it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again. But anyways, I saved the PDF and everything. So their findings were super interesting. Many members of Congress had reached out to the White House with their concerns about Hunter working with not only Burisma, but several other Chinese and Ukraine financial companies. The investigation was set to prove that these companies requested Hunter Biden only because of his father's position within the United States government, or that Joe Biden had placed Hunter Biden for their own family's financial gain.
Oh, yeah.
So one of either a push or a pull.
I believe that, yeah.
One individual, Chairman Grassley, sent a letter on August 14th, 2019, and his letter outlined his concerns regarding the Henniges transaction. Henniges was a U.S. tech company that had developed some sort of like anti-vibration military application, and this company was then a joint sale between the Chinese government, Chinese government entities, as well as a Chinese investment firm that Hunter Biden was working with. So there was the American company. Mm-hmm. They sold this military shit.
Yeah.
To various, to a joint sale. So Chinese entities bought it along with a Chinese investment firm that Hunter Biden was working with.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, how would they know? How would they know to purchase this? According to the investigation document published, and this investigation document is published on Senate.gov, and it's written by the U.S. Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, page 11. This portion of it was page 11, section 3, titled Conflicts and Interest. The document states, federal regulation prohibits federal government employees from using public office for private gain or for the private gain of relatives. This regulation also seeks to ensure that the performance of official duties does not give rise to an appearance of the use of public office for private gain or of giving preferential treatment. This regulation, however, does not apply to the president or vice president.
Oh, so they're exempt?
Yeah.
That's convenient.
What the fuck? So,
I mean,
I clearly was not okay with that.
Well, yeah,
so
because then They can, they're exempt.
What the
so
fuck?
They can do what they want with that. Yeah.
So,
I
understand. It doesn't make sense. Trust me.
Yeah.
I didn't let it go. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. I did not let this shit go because that's bullshit.
Right? I mean...
how can this not apply to the president and vice president? This sort of law, like, literally, like, my mind is, going berserk.
They have, like, the most power.
Yes, it should start with them. Like, it should start with them.
I mean, the people are supposed to have more power than the government.
Whatever, but that particular law should start with the president and vice president and, like, trickle down, spiderweb down from there. Not spiderweb up and then stop with them. So I obviously had to see it for my own eyes, and there it is in the Standard of Ethical Conduct for Employees of the Executive Branch, Title 2635.702, and that is the part that I just read.
Okay, yeah.
Subpart G, by the way. And this is the section of the Standards of Ethical Conduct that lists all the definitions that pertain to the 96-page Title 2635. So, 2635.102H states, so this is like the definition of what an employee means in this code of ethic, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
And it states that an employee means any officer or employee of an agency, including a special government employee. It includes officers, but not enlisted members of the uniformed services. It includes employees of a state or local government or other organization who are serving on detail to an agency, pursuant to 5 U.S.C. 3371, etc., for purposes other than subparts B and C of this part. It does not include the president or vice president.
I mean, it's clearly stated that it doesn't. Yeah.
FYI, so subparts B and C covers gifts from outside sources as well as gifts from employees. So y'all can look this up for yourself.
Wait a minute. So they can... Is that like gift as in bribe? Like, isn't a gift, like, quote on, like... Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be like a bribe?
Yeah, so government employers cannot do bribes. Other than...
The president... And the vice president? Is that right? Am I understanding that? Like, is that in layman terms that, like, they can basically take money? But then how is it possible that... I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
It's there. It's written there.
No, I believe it, but it's just...
Yeah. Yep.
I'm, like, kind of just quiet because...
I know. And when you read...
I didn't think they were allowed to take a bribe. Maybe it's not a bribe. It says
it's
gift.
A gift.
It says a gift.
When you read these titles, like I said before, because I've read these titles, and they contradict themselves. There's also
loopholes.
There's loopholes, and then there's also, but unless you know the loopholes, you have to know, like, when you go to court to be like, well, this title buried deep down in Section 5, Part H, number 102.3, you know, says in this little tiny 4-worded thing in this 10,000-page booklet that it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, it contradicts itself. There's loopholes all over the place. It's fucking crazy. There's no buts. Mm-hmm. She had her mouth like, but... I know.
I don't even know what to say because, I mean...
Go look it up.
No, I believe it. I'm just saying, like...
Hey, you guys, it's Section 2635.102H. So y'all can look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Fact check.
Fact check it. You think I'm fucking crazy? It's fucking crazy. So, in February 2015, George Kent, a senior State Department official, raised concerns over the conflict of interest between Hunter Biden's dealings with Burisma and had advised that Hunter... So, I say Hunter because I don't want to get confused with Joe Biden. So, whenever I say Hunter, I mean, like, usually I would use last names of, like, Biden.
Oh, yeah, but
I don't want to get confused.
Biden. Yeah.
So, Hunter is Hunter, and it's not for lack of respect or anything like that. It's just so there's no confusion. With Biden, like Joe Biden, I just say President or President Joe Biden, just so you guys know what I'm referring to as I continue forward.
I understood
that. I don't want to be like rude or, you know, he's the first son, so I don't want to be disrespectful or whatever. But, anyways, so George Kent sent a letter and saying that, like, advising that Hunter should step down from his position within Burisma. His concerns fell on deaf ears. He said the following in quotes: "I said that I had learned that Hunter Biden had been appointed to a board of this company, that I had just raised U.S. concerns about the owner of the company, who we believed had been engaged in money laundering. The bottom line was, I said I believe that this creates the perception of a potential conflict of interest given Vice President Biden's role and his very strong advocacy for anti-corruption action, and that I thought that someone needed to talk to Hunter Biden and he should step down from the board of Burisma." So Kent went on, Kent George, I believe was his name, George Kent went on, that was what he had said on trial.
Okay.
So he had gone on trial in front of the Homeland.
His
that was his
statement.
Yeah. Once again, a year and a half later, on September 6, 2016, Kent tried once again to raise his concerns with the White House. In the letter, Kent wrote, "The presence of Hunter Biden on the Burisma board was very awkward for all U.S. officials pushing an anti-corruption agenda in Ukraine." Because it's like, what the fuck? Like, you're trying to be anti-corrupt, but then you're over here, like, being corrupt. Like, what? Wait, what? Then later on in the testimony, Kent went and added this to the comment and said, "I meant people who talk the talk need to walk the walk." And for the U.S. government collectively, when we talk about the need to have high standards of integrity, again, as I've said, the presence of Hunter Biden on the board created the perception of a potential conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, walk the walk, talk the talk, don't go over there for anti-corruption when we're fucking corrupt as fuck over here.
Yeah.
The Secretary of the State received the letters and chose to ignore them. The assistant to the Secretary of the State, Victoria Nuland, had seen the emails late in 2016 as they were forwarded to her. She said that her and Kent were friends and that he had plenty of opportunities to bring up the emails to her and failed to do so. So she just brushed it off and had no real excuse other than she either dropped the ball and tried to shift blame to Kent, or she purposely chose not to address the concerns. Yeah, you want to talk about, like, yeah. Yep. Heather's face is
I'm
like,
just like, these
dumbfounded.
people, like, I don't know.
I'm just like, yeah, like, process. We all need to process for a second.
They're like hypocrites and corrupt and just sweep it under the rug or what? Just pretend like it's not happening, like blind eye. It's right there in your face with emails and you just ignore it.
Yeah. Well, in December 2015, so the year before, the then U.S. Special Envoy and Coordinator for International Energy Affairs, Amos Hochstein, raised concerns about Hunter Biden's role within Burisma. He spoke directly to Vice President Biden on a plane ride going to Ukraine. I say on a plane ride. On Air Force Two or whatever.
On a plane ride.
on a private plane ride with security. This is
well, we know how they travel.
Yeah, this is the conclusion statement of the investigation into Hunter Biden in regards to Burisma specifically. So, the Homeland Security said Hunter Biden's role on Burisma's board hindered the efforts of dedicated career service individuals who were fighting for anti-corruption measures in Ukraine. Because the vice president's son had a direct link to a corrupt company and its owner, State Department officials were required to maintain situational awareness of Hunter Biden's association with Burisma. Unfortunately, U.S. officials had no other choice but to endure the awkwardness of continuing to push an anti-corruption agenda in Ukraine, while the vice president's son sat on the board of a Ukrainian company with a corrupt owner. earning tens of thousands of dollars a month. As Kent testified, he, quote unquote, would have advised any American not to get on the board of Zlochevsky's company. We'll get into we'll get into more of what Zlochevsky did in a little bit, and we'll dive deeper into Burisma, but this is just a quote from the actual document, the investigation document.
I'm following. I'm just being quiet because I know it's a lot of information.
It's a lot,
I don't want to interrupt.
Even though Hunter Biden's position on Burisma's board cast a shadow over the work of those advancing anti-corruption reforms in Ukraine, the committees are only aware of 2 individuals who raised concerns to their superiors. Despite the efforts of these individuals, their concerns appear to have fallen on deaf ears.
Yeah.
And so only 2 people came up, and they're like, well, it's only 2 people that raise concerns. But then at the same time, they're like...
But their concerns are not valid because it's only
2 people. But they're also saying, like, that they fucked up. The report does continue on to say that John Kerry lied and said he had no knowledge that Hunter Biden was in any way involved with Burisma. I am not going to get into, like, anything... So this report is huge, and the name of the report, and I should have said it earlier, and I apologize for that. The name of this report is, let me see, Hunter Biden, Burisma, and Corruption, the Impact on U.S. Government Policy and Related Concerns by U.S. Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, U.S. Senate Committee on Finance, Majority Staff Report. So, it's not just about...
I just have to say, that is the longest name of a report I think I've ever heard
Oh my
in
gosh,
my life.
because it's the government, and they're just so much. They're just so extra.
Wordy. Come on.
They're, like, so extra. So, this goes through, like, not just, like, what Hunter Biden did directly, but even the indirect effects of his choices, and they're kind of researching and, like, they're kind of, like, investigating everything. So they do go into, like, John Kerry and what, like, they go into, like, every detail.
Anybody's involvement.
Anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm not focused on that. I'm trying to do all the scandals of Hunter Biden, and so I'm just not even...
You're not getting into
I'm
John
not going
Kerry's
to get
role.
into that because we'll be here for, like, 1,000 years. So, I really just want this to be focused on Hunter, all of his scandals, dramatics, and the basic life difficulties that he has endured in his 53 years, because there's been a lot of life difficulties and a lot of life choices that he did not choose wisely.
Yeah.
So I will read a quick summary in regards to the Kerry's involvement in the investigation, but I'm leaving it at that. And the investigation report says, former Secretary Kerry, December 2019, Former Secretary Kerry's December 2019 denial of having any knowledge about Hunter Biden or Burisma is inconsistent with the evidence uncovered by the committees. Kerry was briefed about Hunter Biden, Burisma, and Hines the day after Burisma announced Hunter Biden had joined its board. Additionally, Secretary Kerry's senior advisor sent him press clips and articles relating to Hunter Biden's board membership. This appears to be yet another example of high-ranking Obama administration officials blatantly ignoring Hunter Biden's association with Burisma. And that is what the Homeland Security investigation report said about that. So, leaving that away.
Yeah.
All right, and back onto, his name is Mykola Zlochevsky.
Is he Russian?
There you go. Ukrainian, Russian, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mykola Zlov. I said it in my head.
You said it earlier really
Well,
good.
no. I said it in my head 1,000 times today, and I was like, oh, I got this. I never once said it out loud until right now.
Mykola.
Yeah.
Is the first name?
Yeah.
Zlochevsky.
No, Zlochevsky. Zlogovetsky. I'm not Russian, but it sounds like it would be so cool.
No, but I like Russian, like the way
I
they
like
speak.
the way that they sound. I'm like, oh, can we get Natasha in here?
Yeah, I love the way they speak. Just the sound. Mykola Zo. I keep saying Zo.
Yeah, but
there's
it's
an
not.
L. It's throwing me off.
Zlachevsky. I'm gonna say Zlavesky.
We should look it up. Mykola Zo.
Okay, we're done.
Shilovsky. I can't even say it.
Yeah, okay.
I can't.
Well, he was the owner of I'm gonna say his name a million times too, but he was the owner of Burisma, and apparently he was corrupt as fuck. Zlavesky. I did it!
It's Lavesky?
Zlavesky. I did it like super
What about
good.
the Z? It's silent?
Zlavesky. I said it.
Oh.
Zlavesky.
Zaveleski.
Zlavesky.
Zavesky.
I just have to do it like
Zalavesky.
Zlavesky.
Zalavesky.
That's
fun to say. See?
I told
like
you
Russian.
it was really fun to say in my head when I was typing it every time. But
yeah.
Anyways, so he paid the Ukraine Prosecutor's General Office $7 million to drop a case against him. So they're able to be bought off.
So is that a gift or a bribe?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Apparently he was money laundering and had $23 million frozen in the UK. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole into him for obvious reasons. Like, I just can't. But let's just say that this guy was, like, movie bad corrupt. Like, he'd be like, he'd be like one of those, like, cool movies that you go to, like, go.
Like a mobster movie.
Yeah, but, like, over in Russia.
Oh, I'm sure they have, like, gangs in Russia and
I think
their own
part
version
of
like, I don't know what it's called, a gang or a
so,
mob
yeah,
or
like, where there'd be, like, money laundering, guns, drugs.
Drugs.
Now
you're talking with an accent now. Drugs. My vodka. My drugs.
It's relentless. Anyways, drugs, buying police, buying government, and people being, like, pretty much scared of him, like the mob, you know? And, in fact, when he got in trouble with the Ukraine government, he promptly hired Hunter as his lawyer. And then he proceeded to make this announcement. It's so funny. I'm sorry. But, like, he literally, like, he was like, oh, fuck, I'm in trouble with the government. Let's go get the vice president's son now on my side. Like, literally. So, he made this speech. Biden, meaning Hunter, will be in charge of the Burisma Holdings legal unit and will provide support for the company among international organizations. Then Hunter fucking goes on stage at this same goddamn speech and says, as a new member of the board, I believe that my assistance in consulting the company on matters of transparency, corporate governance and responsibility, international expansion, and other priorities will contribute to the economy and benefit the people of Ukraine.
Okay, so, earlier, that's funny.
I'm not even done with the funny.
Okay, but I just want to say one little thought here. When I was saying, like, what trauma was he, what led... Well, we know what fucking probably led him to do all drugs. He's working for the fucking mobster dude that's full of drugs and fucking whatever else.
Like, God, they
probably gave him drugs.
Yeah.
Like,
so, Zlavosky ended his speech by stating that
he probably did crack so he could read through all the legal shit because he probably couldn't sleep. Gotta get through all the document,
Dude, I feel like I should have been on crack for all this shit. But anyways,
don't do drugs.
So he ended his speech by stating that Hunter is a well-known public figure. He didn't mention his father, Joe Biden, but like at that point, everyone's listening on that speech. They already knew exactly who Hunter was.
Yeah.
So, not only is he a bad guy with, like, loads of money and paying off people left and right, but now he has Hunter under his wing. Meaning, Daddy Joe, Vice President, will obviously bail his ass out, especially because Biden is now down to one child. Because he lost his older son, Beau, right around this time due to brain cancer.
Oh, he had brain cancer.
All Biden has left is Hunter. And he's obviously going to protect him and do whatever he can to make sure that Hunter is, like, safe and well taken care of.
I mean, that makes sense just from, like, a father perspective. Like, just from a dad, you know, like a parental... Mm-hmm. You're going to do whatever for your kid, no matter who you are and who they are and whatever, you know? Like, that's your kid.
Yeah. So, Hunter Biden was now legally in charge of this corrupt-ass company and was giving legal advice for all their misdoings.
And probably making a lot of money and probably getting a lot of drugs from that guy.
So, I'm going to quote the investigation report, mainly the conclusions, because they summarize it much better than I could possibly do it, because they're just like, obviously they know words better than me. They have words.
Yeah, but you want it to be accurate too, yeah.
So, that investigation, so there's different, when you read it, there's different portions of the investigation. So they go into detail about, like, you know, this part with Burisma and then they go into detail, like, with dates, times, all the bullshit, and then they summarize it at the very end.
Yeah.
And they do that, and there's, I think, like, 10 different sections, or even more. They're lettered, so whatever, I think you're going to have G or H. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, so 8 different, like, sections. And then with that, then there's subsections. It's like a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Legal documents are very detailed, intense, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is what that portion of the investigation summarizes. It starts, in his December 2015 speech at the RADA, Vice President Biden told members to have courage to confront corruption and change the course of history for their country. Yet, when it came to calling out an individual whom the State Department viewed as a corrupt and odious oligarch, Vice President Biden's staff advised him to not accuse Zlotovsky of corruption. In December 2015, while in Ukraine, Biden did not link Zlotovsky with corruption and did not demonstrate the same level of courageousness that he encouraged Ukrainian political leaders to pursue. Several witnesses highlighted efforts by certain U.S. officials to enable a successful investigation of Zlotovsky, and also noted that the U.S. decision to condition a $1 billion loan guarantee was made in part because of the then Ukrainian prosecutor general's failure to pursue a case against Zlotovsky. But at the end of the day, between 2014 through 2017, despite the concerted effort of many U.S. officials, not one of the 3 different Ukrainian prosecutor generals held Zlotovsky accountable. Based on Kent's testimony, the alleged $7 million bribe from Zlotovsky to Ukraine's PGO likely occurred while Hunter Biden was on Burisma's board. Hunter Biden has stated that his position on the board was to consult on matters of transparency, corporate governance, and responsibility. The committees requested information from the FBI about what, if any, actions it took in regard to this allegation. The FBI has not yet responded to that request. So that's from the Homeland Security. And the FBI hasn't even...
I mean...
Because they're different, like, departments and shit. So the investigation also noticed something else that is interesting. Hunter was using the Secret Service to protect him on over 70 trips while he was working with Burisma. Which makes sense.
I was just thinking, like, isn't the FBI corrupt too, though? I mean...
I don't know. But now we're on to the Secret Service.
Okay.
So it makes sense that he would need, like, all these like, people to accompany him because, like, it would make sense that he would just always have to have Secret Service with him. However, he was often using Air Force Two, which is the vice president's plane, which means that he was using our American tax dollars to work for Burisma. But oddly, he also denied the Secret Service coverage for many of his trips. So this means that he is not like the president or the first lady or the president's kids, like the first kids where they have to have the Secret Service with them 100% of the time, no matter what. Because that's how the president is. They have to.
No, I know, but why doesn't he have to?
Because he's the vice president's kid.
Oh.
This
but
means,
I would think that the vice president was
so he has the choice.
Oh, okay.
That means
it's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory, so that means he had a choice. He could have them or he did not need to have them. It was not mandatory. So that means that we, the taxpayers, paid to protect Hunter Biden while he was doing his dealings all across the world, even though he didn't have to have Secret Service.
Because
he was dealing with the fucking mob or whatever. That was
like his bodyguard.
Yeah. And the investigation report, it lists all the dates and locations he was at with the Secret Service. We're talking China, India, like, even, like, Spain, like, all over the world where he wanted Secret Service. But then there was so many times that he went places with no Secret Service. So his daddy let him have the fucking Air Force 2 to take him places.
So he had Air Force 2 and Secret Service.
Yes. Anywhere Air Force 2 goes, Secret Service goes. So he could have chartered a private jet, but instead of that, he got Air Force 2.
I heard another firework.
Yeah, did you guys hear that? Sorry about that, but we're close to the 4th of July. And for those that don't know the 4th of July, it's America's Independence Day. For those outside of America.
Yeah. It's on the 4th, though. 4th of July.
Yeah, it's in 2 days.
I'm also on the 4th, though.
They've been, people have been doing, people have been doing fireworks for days over here. Anyways, yeah, so that's just fucked up that he's using our tax dollars to...
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
When he doesn't need them. He's not the president.
No.
He's not the first lady. He's not one of the kids. He's... what the fuck? So anyways. So this leads him into involving his family into his shenanigans. How else? How else were they involved? Let me tell you. Let me tell you the ways.
Yes, please do.
So, not only was Hunter Biden involved with the Burisma company, there were more. The Homeland Security's investigation continues on to confirm that Hunter Biden also co-founded a company named Rosemont Seneca Bohai, which was a shell company he formed with his longtime associate Devin Archer. Rosemont was founded in Delaware on February 13th, 2014. What's funny is that he did not become part of Burisma until April of that year after the owner got into some financial trouble, which happened to occur in February. The same time that Rosemont was created. Coincidence?
So, no. So they created this company to move money around or something.
But he didn't become part of Burisma until April. So was it all part of a plan that they knew? Because as soon as Burisma got into trouble, he opened that company. 2 months later,
Maybe it has something to do with taxes.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. That all of a sudden he opened the company. 2 months later, he goes over and works for them. Just something to think about.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that would translate to. But
on April 15th, tax day actually, 2014.
See, it's always about money too, though. I'm like,
follow the money.
They're trying to get out of like tax breaks or some kind of, funneling money or...
On April 15th, 2014, Burisma made 2 wire transfers to Rosemont totaling $112,758.15. The following day, Archer, his business associate, Hunter's business associate, visited the vice president at the White House. The next week, on April 22nd, Vice President Biden went over to Ukraine. Remember, at the time, he was in charge of handling all the peace and the anti-corruption shit with Ukraine. The same day, Biden was speaking with the Prime Minister of Ukraine, and his name is Arseniy Yatsenyuk. Burisma was also holding a meeting, announcing that Archer would be working with Burisma as well. Then the investigation goes on and says, the earliest payment from Burisma related to Hunter Biden appears to have been made to Boyes, Schiller, and Flexner LLP, the Washington law firm where he was employed as a counsel in 2014. On May 7th, 2014, mere weeks after Vice President took the lead of the Obama administration Ukraine policy, Burisma sent Boyes Schiller a payment of $250,000. Approximately 1 week later, on May 12, 2014, Hunter Biden joined Archer on Burisma's board of directors. Burisma made a second payment to Boy Schiller on September 16, 2014, in the amount of $33,039 or $33,039.77. Both the May 7th and September 16th payment states in the transaction notes that they were for legal and consulting services. Can I be that lawyer?
I mean,
like, I will lawyer my ass. Figure it out for that. Yeah. So then between May 15th, do you have any concern? Causes?
No, I was just thinking that
it's so much information, and I'm so sorry, guys. And in fact, this might even have to be like a two-parter because we're already an hour into it, and I still have so much more to go.
You're doing good.
Yeah, but
I'm trying not to interrupt you because I know it's a lot of legal stuff, and I don't want to get on a tangent about something. I just want to get straight to the facts.
The good tangents are gonna be coming up with the love sex.
But I've already thought of a lot of stuff in my head, but I was like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, because I'm like just trying to I don't want to mess you up.
But we're already so far into this.
No, let's just go for it.
Okay.
Go for
it.
it.
It's gonna be like the longest episode ever.
It's okay.
Sorry, guys. Heather says keep going. So
keep going.
We'll see.
If we need to
we'll
splice it
later.
at the end, we will. But just record it.
All right. So between May 15th, 2014 and February 12th, 2016, Burisma sent 48 additional wire transfers to Rosemont totaling $3,489,490.
Wow.
39 of those transactions were labeled as consulting services. The other 9 were not labeled within the investigation. Meanwhile, 39 of the payments were exactly $83,333.33. The last payment occurred on February 12, 2016. Then Rosemont wire transferred a total of $701,979.38 different wires to 3 different bank accounts privately owned by Hunter Biden. These transfers occurred between June 5th, 2014 and October 5th, 2015.
How many bank accounts does this man have?
I don't know, but I have 4 and I'm a normal person.
I know, but I have 4 also.
Yeah, so. In May 2016, Devin Archer, which remember is the Hunter's co-owner of Rosemont, as well as 5 other associates, were sent to prison. How did Hunter stay out of prison? The investigation does not say, and when I try to research further, it looks like Hunter has dodged prison multiple times. So trying to find the reasoning for this exact situation was so hard to pinpoint that I just don't want to give false information and tell you something that I couldn't exactly figure
he
it
found
out.
A loophole, basically.
Yeah.
So, you can just say that because that's not false.
Something happened.
Yeah, you gotta have. Yeah.
So, anyways, they were charged with defrauding investors and tribal entity worth millions of dollars. So that's what his associates did, and somehow he got out of it. The heat was coming down on Hunter. So what does he do? What any good businessman does. He opened a brand new company.
Yeah, see, that's what when you said that before, I'm like, it makes sense because that seems to be what the status quo is. Okay, this one's tanking, or this one's getting hot over here.
Bankrupts or whatever. Let's move it over here.
Move it around.
So, January 19th, 2016, Hunter formed Owasco PC, a Washington law firm. Only this time, there's no other person listed as CEO or owner. He's 100% owned by Hunter.
Which might not be in his best interest because then everything falls on him.
Yep.
If anything, goes left field or whatever.
Guess what happened 6 days later? On January 25th, 2016. The first recurring payment from Burisma occurs.
Recurring?
Mm-hmm. The payments occurred monthly until 6 days after Trump defeated Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election.
Wait a minute.
So I'm wondering if he was like, oh shit, gotta start closing up shop.
Yeah.
Now the Democrats aren't on my side. My dad's BFF isn't on my side. Oh,
and now we got Trump in office.
Yeah. So from January to November, Burisma sent Owasco $752,000.54.
Yeah.
Although the payments stopped November 16, 2016, Hunter continued to work with Burisma until April 2019.
Without getting paid?
I guess.
Or he had gotten prepaid so much money that they're like, you owe us X amount of time? I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't, that, like, this is the investigation report, so it only goes so, deep. So, it does get better. On February 14th, 2014, so then now we're going back 2 years. Like I said, we're going to jump a little bit.
Yeah.
A woman named Elena Baturina wired $3.5 million to Rosemont.
Wow.
The note with the transfer says consultancy agreement. Elena Baturina is the widow of Yuri Luzkow, who was the mayor of Moscow.
Oh, Moscow. That's Russia.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So Rosemont is getting all this money into it left and right. Obviously, it's going to raise some eyebrows. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So,
That's a lot of money.
In Kazakhstan on April 22nd, 2014, the same day Biden was in Ukraine to talk to Ukraine about U.S. sanctions when Russia eventually attacks Ukraine, which, like, can we talk about that for a second? This was in 2014. Yeah. Russia did not attack Ukraine until 2022. Yet, he is over there 8 years prior being like, okay, so we'll sanction you if something happened. Da-na-na-na. He fucking knew. You're going to tell me in 8 years they couldn't fucking figure it out? Mm-hmm. Like, if America wants to be so up Ukraine and Russia's ass, why didn't they figure it out?
Well, wars are planned years in advance, I'm sure.
Yeah, like, but everything is so fucking planned and it's so fucking obvious. Yet no one is willing to stand up and tell the world. Or they don't have the right platform, or they're too afraid of being murdered, or they do get murdered in the process. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how no one can put this shit together. Like, it's all fucking planned.
Yeah, it has to be planned. They can't be all starting wars all willy-nilly. Like, I mean, like, I guess they can, but
well, that's what it's supposed to be like. Oh, let's do a surprise attack. Not like, it's not a game of Risk.
But it is, though.
But like, even Risk, there's secrets.
Yeah, I've actually never played Risk, but I do know the game.
My dad always had me play with him. Yeah. I still have our game from when I was younger. Alright. It's so fucking obvious. So, there Biden was, right there, in a Novartis Holding PTE, a private holding company in Singapore, and they transferred $142,300 to Rosemont. The transaction report says for Rosemont Seneca Bahai LLC for a car.
One car?
Yeah, the owner of Novartis is Kenjiz Rakishev, which happens to be the son-in-law of Kazakhstan politician Imangali Tazmagambetov. At the time of the transfer, he was the mayor of Astana, which is the capital city of Kazakhstan. Since this transfer, he has become the prime minister of Kazakhstan and was also the ambassador to Russia. Fucking telling you.
I wonder what kind of car that was.
What in the actual fuck?
What kind of car costs that much money?
So, the actual report says, at the time of Vice President Biden's visit to Kyiv, there were divided opinions in Kazakhstan over Russia's annexation of Crimea, and the international situation had produced tension in the region generally. Nazarbayev's sorry, I can't say any of this shit.
I know, well...
Nazarbayev's government reportedly shifted positions over time, and Nazarbayev reportedly made some statements of supportive of Russia's actions. Given Rakishev's close connection to political leadership in Kazakhstan, the tense political situation, Hunter Biden's long-standing relationship with Archer, and involvement in transactions with Rosemont Seneca Bohai, and the fact that the payment was timed perfectly with Vice President Biden's visit to Kyiv to discuss U.S. sanctions against Russia for the invasion of Crimea, April 22nd, 2014 payment from Rakasheva to Rosemont Seneca Barai raises serious questions. It is unclear why a foreign company, Novatus Holding, would purchase a $142,300 car for Rosemont Seneca Barai when the company does not deal in vehicles.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And that is a direct quote from the investigation. I'm telling you, it's just like...
It's money laundering
instead of me,
something.
summarizing, it's just easier. I feel bad just, quoting straight up because I'm like, I might as well just read the whole fucking report. But I swear to God, it don't want me to read the whole report.
That's not the whole report.
That's it's a little section. It's not even. It's like a paragraph. But I just feel bad doing that. But it's like for me to summarize it, it would just be stupid.
Yeah, so they basically are using the car as an excuse is why they sent this money.
Yeah, that'd be
and they're calling them out on it. Like, what the fuck? They don't even deal with cars, so...
Why are you selling a car for $142,000? That'd be maybe here's a piece of paper for $50.
What even would that be? Like a Ferrari, a Porsche, a fucking... I don't even know.
Maserati.
Something. Yeah, it's a nice car, but...
But why?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, they're calling bullshit. Yeah, I get it.
So in 2009, Hunter Biden engaged in several international transactions with Chinese nationals who had deep connections within the China Communist Party. One of these Chinese nationals was a man named Yi Jianming. I was just proud of myself. I pronounced it. It's the first name that I pronounced. Ye Jianming. I was so proud of myself because when I typed it, I was like, I'm never going to be able to say that. And that's the one that I did, no problem.
Yi
Jianming. It was the last name. But anyways, so he is the founder of CECF, China Energy Company, as well as the chairman of the board of one of the company's subsidiaries, China Energy Fund Committee. Jianming's associate, Gong Wendong, was the one who executed all these financial transactions. Ye Jing'em is not only financially connected with Hunter, but his uncle James Biden, who is Joe Biden's brother, showing how intertwined the Biden family is with the Chinese financial world.
Wait, say that again. Joe Biden's brother is what? He's connected to...
Ye Jingming.
Okay.
Yeah. And so financially connected. So they're all just kind of connected.
Okay, yeah.
So this investigation ends with a 4-page summary of what they have found here. Here's part of it. And this is the end of the entire summary, the 96 page summary. And so I'm just gonna read part of the summary because the summary itself was 4 pages long because it was such a large investigation.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I just wanted to this involves some of the stuff that I didn't quite touch on, but it summarizes it so well that it's so much more eloquently than I could ever try to just summarize it myself.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right.
I want to know.
Here it is. So, Hunter Biden's connections and financial associations appear to have accelerated significantly after he associated himself with Yi Jingming, who had deep connections with the communist regime and PLA. However, that didn't seem to have any impact on Hunter Biden, who made millions from the relationship. Indeed, Hunter Biden and his family, to include James and Sarah Biden, associated with other Chinese nationals such as Gong Wendong, and in one case, the 3 of them went on a $100,000 global spending spree after Gong Wendong and Hunter Biden opened a joint account. In addition, Hunter Biden received millions of dollars over a period of years from Gong Wendong's companies. According to records acquired by the committees, many of these transactions involved potential criminal financial activity. The records acquired by the committees show consistent, significant, and extensive financial connections among and between Hunter Biden, James Biden, Sarah Biden, Devin Archer, and Chinese nationals connected to the communist regime and PLA, as well as other foreign nationals with questionable backgrounds. These connections and the vast amount of money transferred among them and between them don't just raise conflicts of interest concerns, they raise criminal, financial, counterintelligence, and extortion concerns. The committees will continue to evaluate the evidence in their possession. And then it goes on with a few more paragraphs. And then the very last sentence of the conclusion of the entire fucking report says, the chairman's investigation has faced many obstacles from the minority and from executive agencies that have failed to comply with document requests. Accordingly, there remains much work to be done. So they're not even
There's
done.
no conclusion.
No, they don't have a conclusion.
Yeah.
So apparently their investigation is not over. They have compiled as much information as they can, but they need to dig deeper. And we know what kind of spiderweb
But
rabbit
how
hole
much
we can go
evidence
down.
do they need? They already have financial documents. They have witness statements, I'm sure. They have all of this.
I don't know.
They have records of when he went on flights, where he went. I mean, just so much information, and that's still not...
No, I guess not. I don't know. Or they just want to get more and more and more.
They just want to see how far... Maybe they're trying to implicate more people. They want to get more names. Not just him.
But
they're using...
Then you also look at it and you're like, we know what kind of spiderweb rabbit hole we can go down. Mm-hmm. And we have 0 security clearance. Imagine if we were the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, and had all sorts of clearance to get whatever information we needed. Yeah. We would be this would be an 85-part fucking, we could do a whole podcast just on this, Yeah,
I actually have, I know 2 people that work in the FBI.
Well, we should probably, work on that.
Yeah, but I don't think they can, give any information for,
oh, no, they'll get in so much trouble.
Yeah, they can't really do anything.
No, they can't, but it would be fun. It's a fun thought. All right, so that was all of Hunter's financial mishaps. Let's move on to his laptop. The infamous laptop. As usual, everything is not as it seems. Apparently, Hunter took his laptop to a laptop repair shop in Wilmington, Delaware in April of 2019. John Paul Max Isaac, who is the shop owner, who is also legally blind, said a man brought a laptop into his shop and dropped it off, and he claimed it was the guy said that I'm Hunter Biden, but the man's blind and couldn't legally couldn't confirm it. Who it was.
Sure, you can't see his face.
Yeah. So ultimately, this person abandoned the laptop at the man's store. In October 2020, Trump found out about this laptop, and in an attempt to bring down the Democratic Party, because that was right before the election.
Yeah.
The laptop was seized and was taken to FBI forensics, and they found nothing on the laptop. However, the claim is that the physical laptop passed through so many hands, and things could have been quote-unquote cleaned before it actually hit forensics. But, seriously, if there were any bad things on the laptop, why would Hunter take it into a shop?
And you would think that because who his father is and all the people that he's connected to, that they would have an IT specialist or he would know someone. He wouldn't just take it to a random shop.
Yeah. Well, apparently, it was Hunter's laptop. They did confirm that it was. Because, sweetie, I've seen Hunter's booty now.
Seen his booty?
Yes.
Oh.
There were naked pictures of Hunter on the laptop, as well as him doing drug use.
On the one that he left there?
Yeah, on the one that he left there. And it's just it's stuff that we already knew.
Yeah.
So all the laptop did was confirm what we already knew. And so this whole laptop controversy was just a way to bring everything out in the open again to help discredit the Biden family, when it seems Hunter has already done a pretty good job of that on his own without the laptop. He didn't need that.
Yeah.
And then he was on an interview with, I didn't write this one down, but he was on an interview with CBS or somebody, and he had said, well, I don't remember taking a laptop into a place, but it could have been stolen. I don't know. But, like, it's like you don't know where your laptop is. It was just so vague. But I'm like, at the same time, you're on crack cocaine, so who fucking knows?
What if he did it when he was high and he doesn't remember?
Exactly.
And he never went back for it because he didn't know where he left it or something. If he
even did. Or it does. Like, the only thing there were a few incriminating emails, but at the same time, we just went through all that shit with the paperwork I just did.
Yeah.
Like, the Homeland Security already knew everything. So there was nothing new, no new information that Homeland Security didn't already know about and all that. So, are you ready on to the sex, love, and drugs?
Sure.
Here's the good part, the fun part.
The fun part.
Hunter Biden is known to be a drug addict, obviously. In his autobiography, his self-autobiography, so he did this himself, titled Beautiful Things, Hunter goes deep into his drug use of the past, the struggles he went through, and he says he had alcohol for the first time at the age of 8. He chugged a glass of champagne at a family event. He then drank a lot and did cocaine at Georgetown in the early 90s. I mean, like, it's college.
Yeah. It's not that shocking.
No, but apparently, like, he must have a really addictive personality to continue on with the shit he did. So he married his first wife, Kathleen Bull, in 1993. And they had 3 children. Naomi, who was born December 21st, 1993. So shotgun wedding.
Yeah.
Finnegan, who was born in 2000. And Maisie, born 2001. Unfortunately.
He has a daughter named Maisie?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny because... Okay. And a son named Finnegan?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my son's name is Finley.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because the names that people choose. And then one of the names for my daughter was going to be Maisie. But funny. Her dad didn't agree with, like, it didn't work out. Her name is Isla. We picked Isla, it was better. But that's just funny because he has the name.
Finn and Maisie.
Yeah. And amazing.
That's weird.
Yeah.
On babynames.com, when you look at all that and you put in a name, it'll tell you, like, oh, other people who like this name like these names.
Yeah.
And they, like, Cody and Jake are together. And I always like group names together, too. Like that. And then Lucy, I remember I wanted Lucy for one of my kids for so long. And
Lucy.
But I never got a girl. But that was in with Cody. It was Lucy. And then the only one that was, like, out was, like, Max. But Max was, like, that wasn't really, like, a name of choice so much. It was just, like, if it wasn't Max, it was going to be Cody. And then Cody was either going to be Cody or Jake. So then it was, like, it kind of just ciphered down.
Trickled down.
But Max we named because we were watching Big Hero 6 a lot, Baymax. Mm-hmm. And then Max's Goofy son, and I'm so Disney. Yeah. Like, all my kids are Disney names. But anyways.
It's cute. I just thought that was interesting. I didn't know these children's names. So I was like, wait, 2 of them are like the names I wanted or close to the name.
And Naomi was named after his grandmother, I believe.
That's a pretty name, too.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, due to his drug abuse, they divorced in 2017, and she gave him, like, loads of chances. He had gone to rehab several times. He was clean many times throughout the relationship, and unfortunately, he always relapsed back. At one point, after Naomi was born, his wife told him to stay clean of drugs and alcohol for 30 days, and he did. And then on the 31st day, he went straight back to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty typical with addicts. It's really hard to stay sober.
He put himself into rehab at one point in 2002, and he was clean for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Until he got shingles and was put on pain meds. And when the pain meds ran out, he turned to alcohol. After that, he was at a bar on his way to the Navy Reserves office because he was, like, part of the Navy Reserves.
Yeah.
And he asked for a cigarette from 2 men that were outside of the bar. He started to feel, like, icky, and his brother Bo came and picked him up to sober him up before he went to, like, go check into the Navy Reserve.
Yeah. When
he went there, they tested him for drugs, and he came up positive for cocaine. He then blamed the guys that gave him the cigarette. Was like, oh, they must have been in the cigarette. I don't know.
Oh, like it was laced?
Yeah. But
it's
like
possible, though.
But if you have, you're already a drug addict, and if you have a drug laced cigarette, you're not just gonna give it to some dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna hold on to that, like some random dude outside of a bar.
It wouldn't be a cigarette. It would be like marijuana or something. Would be laced. I've never heard of laced cigarettes. I mean, I guess it does happen. I know, but like, I don't know how common it is that somebody's gonna have a laced cigarette.
No, it's. I don't think it.
Like, cigarettes already have their own chemicals in them.
There is a way, but it's like not like that. Not just to give it to them.
Yeah.
So then he obviously got kicked out of the Navy, and his brother Bo then shortly thereafter died of brain cancer. When this happened, he clearly lost his shit.
Oh yeah, it's his brother.
He went back to drugs, and not only that, this man started a relationship with his brother's widow, Hallie Olivia Biden.
I did hear about that, yes.
I'm telling you, Hunter Biden is so full of scandal. He was with Hallie until 2019. The year before they broke up, a little girl named Navy was born in Arkansas in 2018. Navy's mother is London Alexis Roberts. London filed a paternity test in 2019. I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that this paternity test ended his relationship with his dead brother's widow, because they broke up in 2019. So he cheated on Hallie with London.
And the baby's his?
Well, he claimed he'd never even met the woman, and that there was no way that Navy could be his.
But what about the test, the paternity test?
May 2020, the paternity was confirmed. So congratulations, Hunter, it's a girl. He agreed to pay $20,000 per month. What the fuck? Can we go back in time and go get knocked up by some like politician's kid so I can get $20,000 a month?
$20,000 a month for one child?
Mm-hmm. Wow. By 2023, he had paid her $750,000. In September 2022, Hunter went to court to try and lower the monthly payments. London countersued and wanted Navy's last name to be Biden so Navy could benefit from the family's last name. Like, everyone is using their fucking last names. It's like a recurring theme here. Mm-hmm. They're wanting to use the Biden name to, like, up themselves and, like...
You know what that reminds me of?
Rothschild?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep, because remember how the boys... or the men would take on the daughter's
name. For the Rothschild stuff. Yeah, I thought of that too. So the latest news report about the custody hearing, which is just a few days old, is that Hunter and London have come to an agreement. Navy will not have Biden's last name, will not have that Biden last name. And the monthly payments were changed, but no one has come out saying what they would be changed to. And while Hunter was in rehab, he, in his latest stint, he has decided to take up contemporary art, painting.
Wait a minute, I have a thing about the last name real quick. When she turns 18, she can change her name to whatever the fuck she wants anyway. She can be Biden.
Yeah.
So why don't they just let them do it now?
I'm sure they're not thinking that far ahead. It's a crackhead.
Well, I mean...
Alright, anyways.
I'm just saying,
I don't think that... I think you have to have a reason to change your last name. I don't think you can just, like...
Oh, you can only change your first name?
I really don't know, but I think you have to have, like, a reason, like...
No, when you turn 18, you can change your name to whatever you want.
Really?
Yeah, you can legally change your name to whatever you want.
Okay, well, anyways. Like I was saying, I gotta tell you about this shit. Hunter Biden.
The art.
Painting.
Okay.
Contemporary painting.
Does he sell them for like $1 million or what?
Trying. I do not lie. I will never shit you. I will never shit you guys. And his artwork is very, like, not contemporary. It's, like, abstract.
Okay.
Abstract, contemporary, like, abstract, like, circles,
Is it, like,
lines.
actually cool looking, or?
It is kind of cool looking. I mean, it's not bad, but it's still, like, whatever. So he actually does have a gallery. It's in Soho. Not a gallery. Like, he has, like, a exhibit,
yeah.
Yeah, in Soho. And I'm sure that he only got that because of his last name and who he is. But
people might genuinely like the art, though.
Well,
or want it because of him, yeah.
This human, the sperm donor, tried to get out of paying child support by giving Navy a painting.
What?
And saying, here, you can sell it. Here, put this in your art gallery. Because a 4-year-old needs a fucking art gallery.
So he's trying to tell the mom you can sell this and get more than $20,000 or whatever, right?
A month. Yeah.
Well,
for the next 12 years.
What if she sold it for like $1 million or something? Or
whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He thinks that his paintings will be worth money. And he's ultimately was trying to give his daughter originals in lieu of child support.
I don't think the court would go for that, honestly.
Well, no, they did. He did. He gave her several paintings.
Wait, the court agreed with that?
No, he's still paying.
Oh.
But it lowered it, and I think that probably the court took that into consideration, maybe. I don't know. Meanwhile, through all this bullshit...
That's fucking weird.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's fucking...
Unless you're like an actual, like...
It's not fucking Picasso.
If it's like that's what I was just thinking, like...
Yeah, so...
No.
Okay, so... Meanwhile, through all the drama, Hunter met a woman named Melissa Cohen in May 2019. Melissa Cohen is an African filmmaker, and he married her 10 days after meeting her.
10 days?
On March 28th, 2020, they welcomed his 5th child, a little baby boy named after his late brother, Beau.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah, and another thing that just happened is that Hunter just pled guilty a couple days ago to tax evasion for 2017 and 2018. Not filing taxes.
Yeah.
In order to get a felony gun charge dismissed. Apparently, he failed to pay the taxes in 2017 and 18 when he made over $1.5 million. So he's already paid the back taxes and fees and all that. But, fuck, it's still illegal.
Yeah.
And in 2018, he purchased a gun. It was a Colt Cobra 38 SPL. All I thought about was Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all I need.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that song?
Yes, I do remember that song.
Oh, my God. That's like when I was
Smoking that Indo weed.
Yeah. Afro man. Yeah. So he was able to buy the gun because he lied on the application stating that he did not have a drug or alcohol addiction problem when he clearly did. And apparently when you apply for a gun, that's a federal charge if you lie. It's a felony.
But he had gone to rehab and stuff, so...
That's what I'm saying, and he said no.
But don't they... I know they do background checks.
But his name...
Oh, yeah.
He gets what he wants. So his plea deal states that he will have to stay completely sober for 2 years. No drinks, no drugs, no nothing. The federal judge still has to sign off on it. This actual news report came out yesterday that he pled, or 2 days ago that he's tried to do a plea deal. That he's chill with it. But hey, by the way, drugs are illegal.
Well, yeah.
So he's going to do a plea deal to get off the gun charge by saying, I'm not going to do illegal drugs for the next 2 years.
It doesn't really make sense, but...
No. So, pretty much...
So if you're sober for 2 years, you're going to get... That's the plea deal?
Yeah.
There's got to be more to it that I don't know.
Well, he is pleading guilty to the tax evasion.
Okay.
But he already paid that. That's nothing. Money. It's only money. Just send money. Money. Don't send me to prison. Pay all the money.
Yeah.
So, that's, legit just, a slap on the wrist. It, ultimately, drugs are illegal, so they're pretty much saying, as long as you don't break the law for 2 years, you get off scot-free. That's like telling a bank robber that he can get off for robbing the bank as long as he doesn't rob any more banks for 2 years.
That's also telling somebody who's already in jail that you can get out early on good behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least you're in jail, so you're, like, getting a reality check.
No, I know, but
like,
I'm just saying,
ultimately, this guy needs more of a reality check than what he has grown accustomed to. He's just this charmed little drug addict that's just buying his way out of shit. He's doing all these shell companies. He has all these, all this shit. He's like, it doesn't make sense. But because he has money, because of who he is able to not get in trouble. Like I said earlier, all of his cohorts went to fucking prison, and he didn't.
It's a big time slap on the wrist.
That's all he's been getting, and he needs more of a reality check, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. He's 53. He is going to end up just dying of drugs or overdose or I don't even know.
Hopefully he can stay sober.
Or he's just gonna keep doing what he does because that's what happens to the elite.
So they're gonna be drug testing him all the time then. Mm-hmm. But he could easily fake the drug test, couldn't he?
I would imagine with he could have the Secret Service pee for him or some shit. I don't know.
It seems like it would be easy for him. If he can get away with all this other stuff, it would be easy for him to fake the drug test.
Yeah.
Unless they get blood physically out of his arm or something where it's you can't fake it. It's you know what I mean?
That would be the
a blood
thing,
test, but I think usually they just do the pee, urine, yeah.
So here are my references. Finance.senate.gov article, Grassley raises concerns over Obama admin approval of a U.S. tech company joint sale to Chinese government and investment firm linked to Biden-Kerry families, August 15th, 2019. Senate.gov document, Hunter Biden, Burisma, and corruption, the impact on U.S. government policy and related concerns by U.S. Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, U.S. Senate Committee on Finance Majority Staff Report, HSGAC Finance Report, final.pdf. Oh, that is the same thing. I just did the PDF right under it.
Well, they're so long.
I know. I just kept going. Forbes article, Hunter Biden to plead guilty to federal tax charges, strikes deal on gun charge by Sarah Dorn, June 29th, 2023. Washington Examiner article, cocaine-laced cigarettes, crack, and vodka binges. Hunter Biden details his drug and alcohol abuse by Caitlin Yellick on July 2nd, 2019. And that's it because the main thing of this whole story was just the fucking investigative report, the investigation from the Homeland Security people.
Yeah.
So those are my references.
Wow. I can't believe that he's getting off so easily for all of that. And that's just what you are noting on, and there's more.
Oh, there's way more. I was going through stuff and I was like, I'm not going down this rabbit hole. I've done this is gonna be a 10-part if we had to do Gavin's whole life. Or not Gavin. I keep saying Gavin because I'm thinking of Gavin Newsom because Hunter Biden, which is our governor, but Hunter, for whatever reason, I always put them as the same because I feel like they're both just
the way that they looked.
Not even that. Yeah, they're both poised and Hunter's not anymore, and I really won't
You mean before the addiction?
Yeah, not before,
was so bad. Yeah.
But just their mannerisms and just I don't know if there's their attitudes and just I feel like they're both politicians' kids that were just born and bred into this lifestyle, and this is what they're doing, and this is the product of their raising, and they're just I don't know.
I know what you mean, yeah. And when you said that,
every time that I wrote Hunter on there, I kept putting Gavin and having to be nope, scratch out Hunter it is. Yeah, it was really hard for me. But anyways, I just think that then that's my opinion. You guys all have the facts. You just you take with what it will.
Yeah, and we did already. Jenna did already upload a link.
I did in one of the comments because someone online said that I get my news sources because he didn't listen to anything. He's just compiling conspiracies in general that it's my opinion off of news stories. And I was like, I don't even read the news. I go to the government websites. Mm-hmm. So I posted it in a comment, but there's about 500 comments in there. So we will repost when we post.
When we do, like, I'm going to make a reel.
Yeah, whenever we, like, announce that it's out.
And then we can post
do
the
all
link
that.
in the comments.
That's why I had the link right there. I saved it and everything. I have the PDF. I have all of it. So.
And for any like episode that we ever do anything on, we do save all of our I printed out a whole thing too, and PDFs and all different things. If you ever need them or want them, if you want to see what our sources are or where we get our information for our podcast, when we're researching, we do save all of that. We can always email it to you. And
we
if you want to fact check it or whatever,
send you links. We have everything. We do a quick rundown at the end of the episode. But if you want you want us to send it, we have everything like written out. We keep them in folders here. We have binders here. We keep everything documented because we like to be factual, and we are not some media bullshit that's like, we don't like Hunter, or we do like Hunter, or we don't like Trump, or we do like Trump, or whatever. We just want the fucking facts out there because somebody needs to make an informed decision, and the media is not helping with that.
Journalism, everybody says journalism is like dead right now.
Because they're all just media
well, not
outlets.
Right now, but like for a while.
Yeah, I think they're coming back around, but for a long time, so yeah. I'm not sure because I don't really listen to the news.
Well, I think if people say that, it's because if you watch whatever news channel you watch, it's just all like regurgitated.
Well, and I know that when you used to watch CNN and Fox, I would watch both of them, and that's kind of when I stopped watching the news because I did it as like a theory, like a whatever, like an experiment, and it would be like, Trump is spending all this money over here on this bullshit, and then the other side would be like, Trump is spending all this money to save everybody, and then it would be like, Hillary is over crossing borders and trying to save the children, and then over here it'd be like, Hillary is letting the borders down, trying to
it's just whatever.
It doesn't make any sense, and it would just be like, but the truth is that Hillary didn't do shit, Trump didn't do shit, nobody did shit, and it's like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. So all right, guys, well, that is my Hunter Biden story, and I know it's a long one, and I'm so sorry, but that's as short as I
It was a lot of legal stuff, though. You can't really skip on that.
No, especially I didn't want to skip on what the Homeland Security had to say on like those when I quoted that, because it was very interesting. Their outtake of it just being like simply like, that's fucked up. Yeah. He fucked up.
I know. If we wrote it in our terms, we'd be like, done fucked up now.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck? Why the fuck? Like, what? So, alright, well...
get a grip, Hunter.
Thank you guys so much for all the support and everything on the Facebook and the TikTok and the Instagram and the YouTube. All of our episodes are on YouTube now, which is super exciting because we've been talking about that for a while and we, like, suck at that.
We're finally figuring it out, and I'm figuring out how to make playlists and how to reorder our episodes so they're going to be in, hopefully, if you go to the playlist, it's going to be in order.
On the YouTube.
So that I'm going to separate the book from the stories, so that way if you want to just go through the book, hopefully it's going to be in order for you and you can do that or whatever. So we're working on that.
Yep. All right, well, I hope you guys all had a fantastic 4th of July, because this will post 2 days after 4th of July.
America,
bitches.
Yeah, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, follow, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when we post. And thank you so much for all your support and for everything. Thank you so much, and happy 4th of July.
Bye.
Bye.